Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching GEEKCASTER. My name is Phil Geeks. We have Corey, the one and only Davis, and we have Dayveonne Bussey, the real deal Holyfield. Yeah.
I like chocolate and milk.
So you're watching GEEKCASTER, everything sci-fi, fantasy, geek culture, technology, all that good stuff. And today we're going to talk about some content. We're going to talk about some content, some other geek-related conversation. All right? So, Corey, let's start with the one you want to throw down the toilet. You said do not watch Antebellum, right?
Yes.
What happened there? Because we know we love Janelle Monáe. We love her. But it just wasn't working?
No, they tried to make her the star of the show. The movie starts out, we see her being, I guess, conditioned to her new antebellum environment. And there's a weird flashback in the middle of the film to give you some context of how we arrived. And at the end, it's just a movie about slavery and one person's determination to escape it. It could have been a better job, a lot of plot holes, a subpar storyline. Gabrielle Sidibe played a best friend, and she was hilarious. She saved the movie. But other than that, I definitely put this in the skip pile. It looks good. The trailer looks good. But once you watch it,
it's interesting you mention that because weren't we just talking about Gabrielle and how she's a underrated actress?
Very underrated. And she saved this movie.
All right. Now, Dayveonne, there was something that you said that you saw the other day that was, what was it? Like It Is or About Us, or We Eat Milk, We Eat Cheetos, what was it called?
You're talking about I Care a Lot?
Yeah, what's that about?
So, I'm going to basically give you a quick synopsis. It's pretty much a person that takes advantage of old people that basically put them in the home and try to get funds. Like, they try to cipher funds, so they basically be a caretaker.
Oh.
But what happened is the caretaker messes with the wrong individual who was an elderly person and wound up having some other people involved in the situation, whether, to basically hunt them down. It's a very interesting film. I loved it. Is it Netflix quality? No, this could have been a theater. This could have been a global, a nominee for World Globe or the Oscars.
Oh, wow.
You
And Corey, you're shaking your head, so you've seen this too. What's your take on
it? The storyline is original. The concept is good, but I've never been triggered by a movie ever in my life outside of this. And this movie basically shows how people scam the elderly and how they build these corporations and they just milk the elderly for what they have before their lives are up. And I take a huge offense to that for people who do that in real life. However, this movie, although triggering, was very, very good and not predictable. You didn't know where it was going to go next. And it was, from the beginning, it was just, it captures you all the way until the end. Great film.
Okay. Now, I was checking out the Amend, which was interesting because we already saw a great documentary, The 13th, and we talked about that in the past. But Amend is about the 14th Amendment, and it's interesting because, a couple stars, do some monologues, and that was great, blah, blah. But the thing that really hit me was the information that wasn't common. Now, I've heard for years that Abraham Lincoln was racist, but it was finally some sort of production that actually talked about it. People don't really talk about how racist and how ignorant that Lincoln actually was. Which it would be nice if they went to his background a little bit, because I heard he had some black in him. which was interesting historically.
They did cover.
They did say that he had some black in him?
Yeah, they mentioned that like very briefly. If you had to be paying attention.
Yeah, well, you know. Yeah. So all right. But it was interesting. Like he wanted to actually send the slaves and other African Americans to the Central America, to the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
That was interesting. So that was great. From a historical thing, that was great. I mean, what you guys both saw, Amend?
Yes.
All right now. What'd y'all get from it?
Like, it's a good documentary that provided information, even with stuff we didn't know about history, like you explained. I also kind of like the whole aspect of how they threw poetry in, and certain actors performed those poetries and those, those community, like, oh God, I'm getting stuck. But yeah, it's poetry that they did, and they related to like certain historic moments. I did like it, but I felt as though it wasn't for that moment. For that type of documentary, they should have just stuck with the basics instead and continue talking about the history of the 14th Amendment.
I agree with you 100%.
I don't think that.
I knew you weren't going to, Kari. I just knew it. You had to be one against two. Go ahead, Kari. Justify just trying to have some names attached to a project. Go ahead, justify it. Go on.
No, there shouldn't have been names, and I thought that was a genius move on the collaborators of this documentary. It's not about the people presenting the information. You don't need to know who they are. You just need to pay attention to what they're saying. So I thought that little distinction was great. They were using poems as well as quotes from the people they were talking about in the period that they were in. So overall, I gave this documentary a 20 out of 10. The production was great. The information that they plugged in, you're like, oh, I know bits and pieces of this. I know who this person is. 20 out of 10. Like a must watch for any. If you are an immigrant in this country, which is everyone, if we have to be correct, you should watch this film documentary. It explains how we got here, why we are here, and a lot of information that wasn't taught to us that we don't know. Perfect research documentary. There's nothing else you can say about it.
Well, out of 10, I would say 8.5. I'm sorry. But I do think it's a must watch. It is a must watch.
8.5. And I guess I would say 10 out of 10. It's a must watch. I ain't gonna say 20 out of 10. I'm just gonna say 10 out of 10.
Yeah, those are crack prices.
But what did you not like about the documentary?
I agree with Dayveonne that the dramatic, just saying, I don't know, the whole monologue things I didn't think were necessary. I don't think, or I don't know. It was nice. I mean, I guess it adds an artistic thing. It's just, I guess it's an artistic choice that I just didn't think was necessary. But it was nice. That's why I said it was an 8.5.
Whenever you go to a museum, like the Museum of African American History or anything like that, you get those type of narrations from people. All
right, Kari, I'll give it a 9, okay?
There you go. So, a little bit better. But there's one more point that I want that I'm not getting. But
I still agree with Dayveonne, but I'll give it a 9. All right, folks. Either way, we want you to watch this, okay? It's good.
Yeah, it's a really good documentary.
And I do like the fact that you said that, Corey. I think it's really important. Yes, it's African American history, but really that equals American history. And I like how they tie in how, and you can look at this repeatedly, that every advantage that anybody African American has gained in this country, or if you like to, let me say, Black Americans that have gained in this country, has benefited everyone else. In some cases, even more than black people, but we're not. That's another show. But hey man, everybody should celebrate in America Black History Month because your loans, your education, your opportunities are all because of the sweat and blood and tears and destruction in some cases of black people.
And they make
Say
that
it again.
They say a lot of things like that, but they made that distinction very clear in every episode. That was much needed.
Say that again, Corey, because we had like really loud applause going on there.
So that was much needed to be said, and I love that they reiterated that point in every episode. Does that now push it to a 9.5?
All right, Corey. 9.4. and a half.
Deal.
We're making deals here, folks. Wewe're making deals. 9.5, because that half thing is a little complicated. 9.5. All right, so we got a 9.5, we got a 10, and we got a 20. All right, so you know what that means? In short, you need to watch that, people. It's on Netflix, so check that out. We support Netflix all day, every day. Blah, blah, blah. Let's go on. What do we have next here, guys?
WandaVision.
WandaVision.
All right, WandaVision.
All right, I'm going to say this much. I really felt this was a filler episode.
Wow.
It was.
That's interesting. I thought the one with the, what's that thing called? When they put a lot of, that Halloween one, I thought that was the filler. I thought this was super important. Curious, why'd you think it was a filler?
All right, because there was a lot of stuff that was there that we had to backtrack all the way from not even Age of Ultron. We had to backtrack all the way to her youth to basically get a clear understanding of.
Wait. Spoilers.
Yes! Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we had to backtrack all the way to her childhood.
All right,
so
I see where you're going with it.
So we could get a clear understanding of the whole sitcom TV shows era and what that meant to Wanda and her mental thoughts. Like, she always thought that life was always hunky-dory and peaches and cream because she had, like, the Dick Van Dyke, the I Love Lucy reference, the Brady Bunch. All these shows basically was the cream of the crop of what she envisioned what America was when she was a child.
Right.
But it's funny that you mentioned all of those before we even got to this episode. We nailed it on the head. It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you feel about like the ending? I mean, basically, at the end of the day, Wanda was always the Scarlet Witch. I mean, we know her as the Scarlet Witch.
But the thing about she never knew she was a Scarlet Witch. We never knew what she was, technically.
I mean, like with the comic book heads, right? Like even when they did, Age of, what's it called again?
Ultron,
and then Avengers. People were calling her the Scarlet Witch since back then.
No, but that's the
no.
That's the thing. Never really seen her as a Scarlet Witch. They portrayed her as Wanda Maximoff with powers from the Infinity Stone. And this episode was the much needed filler episode because if you paid attention to the scene with the Infinity Stone, we actually saw Scarlet Witch that we know from the comics. So she is now to be referred to as Scarlet Witch because there's a lot of darkness she had to build up to. It's great.
Right. Well, that's fun. Well, yeah, because I've been waiting for this for a long time, ever since that movie, and we've been talking about it. I was like, well, how come she's not the Scarlet Witch? Why are they doing this Wanda thing?
Part of it, but the other reason was because of they have licenses of the name Scarlet Witch.
Right. Was that part of the package with the Fox buy-over content?
No, I don't think so.
When did that come into play?
What?
Well, with Marvel, they got a lot of their content back. Like, so they can say mutants now. They could do things with the X-Men. There's a lot of things that they can do now that they weren't able to do before. So because of the copyright and stuff. So
I think it was the Fox issue because she wasn't able to say Scarlet. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So now.
All right now.
That does make sense. Yeah.
Yep. I like where this is going now. I like this. I like this feeling. We're breaking it down, guys. Wait. This is the moment. We're breaking it down, guys. I feel like we're really we're a team here. I just feel like we're a team here. I just had a gush of goodness. All right, continue. Never mind.
Go ahead, Corey.
Avengers Assemble. If they did name her Scarlet Witch earlier, would we even have this show? Like, everything just fell into place. Marvel does a great job with building with what they have. And now that they have it, and now it introduced the Scarlet Witch and White Vision. Holy crap, I can't wait.
Well, this is
I cannot wait.
Well, this is the thing, like, Marvel does a good chance of taking one little bit of goodness and stretching that bad boy out.
Mm-hmm.
They could stretch it out to 20 films or 20 episodes. Crazy. Love you, but I'm saying. Just saying.
Yes, we do.
So you see the White Vision?
Yes. And
yes.
Now, how do you guys feel this is going to play out? How do you
This is only a theory, ladies and gentlemen. Only theories.
Now, in lore,
I have a deep feeling that during battle, I do feel as though the imaginary vision is going to merge in with the White Vision, some way, somehow.
I don't think so.
I think so. To be one.
And my bets is that Corey is going to disagree, and of course he does. So go on, Corey.
I think from the comics we know, Wanda kills Agatha Harkness. From where they're going with the show, I think Wanda will have to get rid of the imaginary vision in order to conquer White Vision. Maybe she gets trained by Agatha. Maybe they team up. But I feel as though imaginary vision is going to die. White Vision will get conquered. And I don't know the dynamic between Agatha and Wanda just yet. But I feel as though this is where we're going to get into the training mode for Agatha training Scarlet Witch to control her powers.
And do you still feel that she actually created this world? For some reason, I feel someone channeled through Wanda and really did it. Because how come she has no knowledge? Is her powers that strong that they just took over, that she has no knowledge of what's going on? I still feel that there's another energy. There's another mystical, magical person.
I don't think so.
No?
But Dayveonne.
I do not think the fact that somebody else taking over her mind when it comes to that. Because of the fact that when you use your powers to its fullest extent, there's going to be some type of drain in that individual, whether it's physical or whether it's mental. So, it's all that said and done, that is accurate, that it does cause you to have a memory lapse of forgetfulness with the chaos magic that is being referred to as the Scarlet Witch. So, when you utilize the chaos magic to its full potential, you do lose memory of what used to be, what occurred, or what happened. Because the chaos magic should be so overwhelming, you probably forget what occurred or how you even got to that level.
Well,
And that's the thing.
Okay.
If we look at Age of Ultron, when Pietro died, she released a similar shockwave. But because she's at this level of grief where she lost a lot of people, the chaos magic was completely different. But if you've known, when she's in the hex, she doesn't remember. But once she has to control something, obviously she remembered everything. She knew what she was doing up to that point. I don't think anyone else had a hand in it. Again, they clearly stated that it was all Wanda that created this world.
Interesting. Well, I guess because Agatha was outside of that she would pretty much know. She would pretty much know if, I guess, because she's focusing all that energy on her and trying like, well, how did you do this? You must have done this. You're great. You're powerful. How do we control this? I'm going to teach you. It was interesting because she appeared like she was good, but evil was taking over her. So I guess she's trying to say that, like, you know, she's like went to the dark side and then she controlled her own powers, and now I'm here to teach you to do the same. Is that the vibe?
Well, she noticed. She noticed all the Avengers, like she said, all these people running around in costumes, but she knows that she can't be controlled by Wanda's powers. But she's jealous of Wanda's powers. So that's why I'm like, I don't know that dynamic is going to go. Right. Are you going to teach her how to use her powers? Is she going to use her powers to kill you? Is it going to be a battle? Are you going to team up and take down White Vision? It's going to be a free-for-all because we still have Monica Rambeau with her photon powers. It's going to be like the best all-out brawls in Civil War. I don't know. I'm excited.
Oh, you know, it's interesting, too. She did, that little coven scene. It seemed like she took all the powers of the whole coven. That's how she took their essence. So that would go with your theory that she wants to take Wanda's essence. But first she wants to figure out what it is, and then take it. See how these women are?
Yeah. Well,
even that sexist.
Hey, that's sexist.
What?
That's sexist.
I can't spell that, so I don't know what you're talking about over there. All right, go ahead.
Even she said she couldn't control it. Wanda said she couldn't control it. So are there two chaos powers that are going on right now?
All right. That's interesting. Well, one thing I would like to say I did like that I thought was interesting, it was all insinuated, was when Wanda was driving and she saw that note. I'm assuming that note was from Vision. And
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a note from.
And then they went by the house. Well, what was supposed to be the house they were supposed to build. So she got upset. It's like, I'm gonna build this. This was ours. This was our happiness. I thought that was really nice. It would have been nice to see that years ago. I mean, when I say years ago, I mean episodes ago. It would have been, I don't know. I just feel like this whole season could have been condensed to some just really banging, like no fluff. Let's just keep it moving. Tell this story. I feel stretched. I feel like it's just. Am I the only one? You guys like the ride so far? Corey's looking around, looking for answers. I'm right here.
I'm right trying to see, when did you become the biggest hater I've ever met in my life?
This is what I do, man. This is what I do. Someone has to do it on this show, because you guys love everything.
I mean, I told you and convinced you to watch past the first 2-3 episodes, and you will be rewarded.
And I was rewarded.
Yes.
And I think that's the ride that we're all on together. Everyone just strap in and just
just relax.
It's great.
All right. I'm the impatient one. Corey's the wise one, and Dayveonne's the fun one. Everyone likes Dayveonne. And we're GEEKCASTER. Yeah, thank you for watching. No, we still got a few minutes left. We still got a few minutes left. So, all right. So that's our predictions, right? Yeah. That's it for our predictions.
Well, I didn't say a prediction of what's going to happen on episode 9.
All right, let's go. What do you think's going to happen?
Why do I really feel as though it's not going to be Wanda facing Agatha the Harkness. I think it's going to be Wanda and her imaginary vision. Like, Wanda is going to be able to get her children, but they're going to focus more on White Vision, while Pietro, the mystery Pietro, and Monica is going to face Agatha the Harkness.
I don't see that happen, but
I didn't think you'd see that, Corey. I didn't think that, kind of saw that happening. No, wait. What do you see, Corey? What's your vision, Corey? What's your vision?
There's going to be an all-out battle, probably equal to the all-out battle we saw in Civil War.
That'd be nice.
I think that down somehow, though. But once it does, we're going to lose imaginary vision and imaginary kids.
And you know what? I think, imaginary kids. I was gonna ask you guys that before we went. Like, do you think the kids even existed? Do you think it's real?
I think they are. I think they exist.
I don't think they exist yet. I think they will exist at some point, but I don't think they exist right now.
Well, now, Vision, how much of he is computer versus, like, bio material? Because can they even have children?
No.
No.
Vision's not real.
Right.
He was born of chaos magic. So can she reproduce asexually with chaos magic? I don't think so. I mean, can she do that? That seems to be the common question.
Mephisto and her powers can form two offspring.
Right. But we're not at that point. So that's why I'm like, at this point.
Well, we're not 100%. Well, we're not 100% sure because remember in the Halloween episode there was stuff that was mentioned.
Yeah, breadcrumbs. But you know how Marvel likes to give you breadcrumbs and hit you with a frying pan. like originally. Gonna...
Yeah, but originally, Vision was created by Tony Stark, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the comic book.
Yeah, he was just a robot, right?
Well, he started off as a robot.
No, he started off as an AI.
Yes, AI, forgive me.
And then when did he turn from, in the comic books, when did he turn from AI to like, hey, I'm talking to you. Hey, you kid.
Age of Ultron saga, right?
Yeah, and so the robot got touched with some magic-y doohickey and then became like, I'm a real boy.
Infused with the Mind Stone.
Now, can that Mind Stone give you, like, genitals?
No, it's just... No,
it's basically gave him emotions and everything, but...
So, therefore, he can't reproduce.
Correct.
So therefore, the kids are not real.
There you go.
No, but it's not his kids. You're missing the point. In the comic book, it's not his kids.
But we're not talking about the comic book, about the show.
But even in the movie, even with the show, they're going in the direction of Mephisto, so it's not his kids. Some part of the magic, some part of the chaos magic have basically helped her. You cannot resurrect. Remember, you cannot bring back, but you can create.
Hence, when the hex leaves, and why Vision cannot leave the hex,
because
the kids will be able to.
Because Vision was dead already. Kids can't.
But she didn't use Vision's body. The Vision came out from her magic. The kids came out from her magic. So how can the kids exist and Vision
not
exist?
This is good. All right, so you guys are going to have to watch another episode because we're at our end. And we'll see if we can figure this out. This is great. All right, Corey, what's your social media? Really quick, 30 seconds.
I am GT3 on all the things.
And Dayveonne?
Dayveonne Bussey on Instagram.
All right, there. And I'm Geeks, and you could find us on GEEKCASTER.com, GEEKCASTER on IG. Thank you so much, and this is great. And hopefully we can figure this out. I don't know what's going on over here, but there's some cool stuff going on.